trying to button up the whole outside box, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. That is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, sorry it's been almost a week since my last video. Not a lot's been happening, and there hasn't been a lot to show you, so that's why there hasn't been a video. It was kind of cold again still, so this box thing really needs to have nicer weather, and I'm trying to attack all that today before I have to run down to Denver, and it's supposed to snow tomorrow for my father-in-law's funeral. So that's kind of delayed things, just trying to take care of everybody in the house. But anyway, finally back to it. So got the rear panel cut, the wood skin that's going up first, and got that mounted up with a few screws just at least to hold it up. Putting up a giant panel that's 76.5 inches wide by 40.5 inches tall by yourself up above your head, not an easy challenge, but I was able to get one corner attached to get it up there good enough to get a few more screws in. So now I'm going to go finish off screwing that in, and then I'm going to do the insulation and the wood skin for the top. That'll be a little easier because I can literally kind of throw it up there. So that's what's happening. Weather's wonderful today for, still what, mid-early February here, mid-February. It's over 50 degrees. It's like 54 degrees or something. Let me show you. Yeah, that's the kind of weather we like. Don't have to have the jacket on out here. Nice stuff, baby. Tell you, if I hadn't bought these little giant ladders where you can change the height of each side so I can get up on the catwalk and stuff, this job would be really tough. Well, I'm way up here off the ground. So I'd show you. Here's the last bit of insulation and wood skin I need to do. You can see my light outlets for the two lights that are in the upstairs extension. And yes, for those of you wondering, see, I put on that wire harness stuff so the wire wouldn't rub against the little metal holes, and cut that up. So while I'm up here, I'm going to measure for these insulation pieces so I know what size they need to be. And then I'm going to take the other little giant ladder and put it just up here like this one is on the other side, so I can finish putting screws in this board to get it held on. What do you think? Got another piece of that 1.5 inch insulation down here. Somebody did suggest, instead of doing it on the table saw, that I just use box cutter and score one side, and then you can just crack it. I think I'm going to try that because I'm really getting tired of being completely covered in styrofoam. So that's what I'm going to do to cut this. Since I got both of those little giant ladders positioned with part way on the catwalk and part way on the ground, that really works well. Then I was able to finish getting all the screws up in that rear panel, because that one and then the top are the only ones that weren't covered at that point. I also finished putting down some screws down in the underneath. Drove the truck today a little bit to see if it was going to bounce around much, and made sure I used the rubber hammer and knocked them in good, and then screwed those down. So now the box is, for all intents and purposes, completely covered except the top. Because like I say, still got to do the insulation. But I did get screws in while up on the ladder. That's tough when you're that high off of the ground. And for those of you curious, how did I get this board up there by myself? Well, I had this ladder kind of out here a little bit, and that one screw, I tried at different angles to see where I needed to have it. Had the board kind of aiming down this way, if I back up. So I got that corner in and was able to walk along the catwalk here and push the board up and hold it into place, get another screw in on that corner, and then one a little bit high up enough so that the damn thing wouldn't fall down and knock me on the head. Then move the ladders around and secure the whole thing from there. Not an easy process. You'd think that wafer board would be pretty light, but it's not. And when it's something that big and you're trying to do it above your head, hello! Here's my last board that I have to use to cut out to go over the top. Still over 76 inches wide, and then about 35 inches. The top is going to be the largest board. But as I said before, I can kind of force it up there and throw it up on top and then get into place and try to screw it down. I do want to show these for those who are curious, these are my upper fairings I was talking about in my last video. And you can see how the paint is just peeling off of that top section. That's where it kind of curls around the top. So these are going to be covered in that diamond plate as well, and it'll make them look real nice. This is the other one. It lost almost all of its paint. So that's why repaint it again and in a few years have all that come off. Let's put the diamond plate on, baby. And on Saturday, did get to meet Kevin Scott. He's another Wyomingite, lives on the other side of the state, just south of Fort Bridger. And he stopped through, we got to have some lunch together, and he brought me this. This is an electric shearer that's made for metal. So I may be utilizing this, especially when cutting the diamond plate for the fairings. So he was a great guy, it's electric, for loaning me that. So how awesome is that? So Kevin also, he's known as ADCO, ADCO, if you ever see him in the comments. So like I say, well, I hope to get so much more done today, but that's about all I can do as life gets in the way. I did run some errands and things. I took the truck out today. I had to put a little more fuel in, needed to add more oil. I needed more power steering fluid. I had no idea I was almost out of that. So did some of those things today, which means I took it around for a drive. You know, now that everything except for the top is all buttoned up. So kind of a good test again. Everything stayed in place. Well, other than the crap just sitting out here. But, you know, life gets in the way, doesn't it? I had, you know, since I'm the only adult home at this point, I'm having to take care of the house, make sure my youngest son was ready to go to his speech tournament. He took the pickup now that he has his license. If you watched my last video, you know that happened. So I had to go get another key made for the pickup. And since we had it stolen last year and we got it back, then they had to get us a new ignition. And so we didn't pay for the full Ford one. We just got a generic one with this kind of key. You would think getting a key made wouldn't be a big issue. While I was at the grocery store tonight, because of course I have to do all that right now, I'm having to run the house. So I was doing that, and they have one of those key kiosks. I go to try to make the key out of this. I just put it in, and then it makes me put in the make and model, which I did. And then it says, oh, this is an automotive key, and these have to be programmed. Does this look like it has to be programmed? Just a little brass key. I mean, come on. Went to Menards, thinking maybe they'd actually have a person that could do that for me. Did they? No. So then I had to go to Lowe's, so that I could have the person override the computer and say, yes, we just need a auto key. And got it made. It cost a big, what, $2.50? So at least my youngest son has a key, so that way when he gets back he's going to his district speech tournament Saturday night, he won't get back until like midnight or 1. We can leave the pickup over there at the high school, and so that when he gets back, he can just drive home now that he has his license. It's a beautiful thing. So, and like again, sorry it's been so long for a video, even though there hasn't been a lot to show you. That's the problem, is I didn't have much to show you. I've done a lot of other things in here. I organized all my Menards bags and went through them and put all bolts together, all this together, all that together, but do you want to see that on a video? No, it's boring as whale crap. So I didn't put that in there. I, you know, did a lot more figuring and sketching and figuring things out. Again, boring. Got my, you know, tanks about where they need to be for the whole water system, figuring all that out, figuring the 12-volt wiring for everything. Again, what can I show in a video other than I'm thinking? Ooh, look at me think. So I did a lot of other things. It's just no real construction to show you. So there's another reason there hasn't been a video in a while. Sorry. And like I said earlier, with my father-in-law's funeral tomorrow, I've got to go down and handle that. And like I say, I've been trying to kind of handle everything around the house because my wife's been down there since Sunday, and she'll probably be there through at least this weekend. So again, keeping everything running here. So I've had a few more duties other than having to just focus on the truck. So that's what we're doing. But anyway, there will be more coming up. Once I'm coming back tomorrow night, because of course I got the dog still needs to be taken care of, Rusty. So got to feed him when I get back and everything. Let him out. So Thursday and Friday it's going to be colder a little bit, but you know, I can close the door on the pole barn, leave the truck shut off, and try to finish all that stuff up. And we'll start working on the wrap, ice and barrier wrap. It doesn't stick like it was supposed to. That's another issue I ran into that I've been dealing with. So I had to come up with a whole new plan on that. and hopefully then we'll get the diamond plate on by this weekend. Then I can get back to inside finishing everything in here. My original goal was to be back out, well, not my original goal, my most recent goal was to be back out by Monday the 21st. It's probably going to be a few days past that. I'm not going to predict anymore, sorry, because I'll be wrong. If I say, oh, just a few days after that, it'll be longer. If I say, you know, it's going to be 3 weeks, it'll be a few days. So maybe that's what I should say. Yeah, it's going to be at least another month. Let's work the reverse. Yes, Rusty, thank you. I love you too. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment. I do get your comments, usually within 24 hours while doing this project. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you know when the new videos come out. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. I haven't been good about putting anything up there lately, but I will. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Yeah, so Martin, what did you end up doing with your life? I'm a professional killer. Oh, yeah, well, good for you. It's a growth industry. All right, he's eyeing that strip. Oh, there it goes. Jumps up to get it. Yum, yum, yum. Rusty getting a little more comfortable with the changes here in the truck. We'll happily eat his begging strip up there on what will be the seating area. Yeah, you're attacking that tonight, boy. Yep, there's a couple of pieces left. Find them. There you go. We need the happy dog look. Look up here. Rusty!